Ebe, have you seen the news?
No. What news?
Well, it's not really new, but there's a new Dragon Ball game incoming.
Is that so? Well, this time I'm not getting my hopes up. Remember what happened with Sparking Zero?
Well, this one's different. The streets are saying it's Xenoverse 3.
Xenoverse 3? How can you be so sure?
Here, watch this.
Wait, this character.
Yeah? Xenoverse like, right?
No, that's not it. This guy's name looks like it's John. John 1000.
That was your whole takeaway?
No, not just that. In fact, the spark, the hype, it's all coming back to me. What I felt with Sparking Zero. I need to analyze this.
It's time, huh?
So apparently this is Xenoverse 3. Look, nothing's confirmed just yet, so don't get your hopes too high. But there's already a lot of proof suggesting this is Xenoverse 3. Obviously, there is that one quote-unquote blunder that Bandai did, making a playlist called Xenoverse 3. And although that should already be proof, let's wait until it's 100% confirmed this is Xenoverse 3. Don't take this as me thinking this isn't Xenoverse 3. I'm just being a little cautious for that 0.00001% chance it isn't. The moment this trailer went live, many people already accepted the fact that this will be the next Xenoverse game. I mean, an original character that has a Capsule Corp uniform, can use other characters' techniques, and can go Super Saiyan? I think that already suggests that this is some sort of game probably being worked on by Dimps. And if we go even further back in Dimps' record, they also made the Budokai series, which allowed you to choose what transformations and attacks the character you want to play as would use. There was a part in this trailer that had all the past Dragon Ball characters, which suggests that the Master System will come back. If that's not it, then it at least suggests those characters will give you your abilities some way or another, whether it's by story stuff or some sort of collectible that allows you to get their abilities. The part before this has supposedly Goku come up to John 1000 and is ready to spar, I think. But it doesn't truly look like Goku since his shoes and above it look very different from what Goku typically wears. This actually gives me some Dragon Ball Heroes Xenogoku vibes. Which again, not only does this suggest that this is probably a Master System, but it also gives further evidence that Dimps is somewhat involved. If you didn't know, Dimps also made Dragon Ball Heroes. And to add on with this new Goku design, near the end of the trailer, Goku's wearing a new gi. It looks like it might be a scarf he's wearing, or some futuristic gi. Whatever the case, it seems like for whatever reason, Goku will be more involved in this story. And it makes you wonder, are there going to be other new designs? There is one big thing I wanted to focus on in the event that this is a Xenoverse game. The combat looks very different to what we're used to. All the moves that John 1000 did in the trailer were references to moves past characters did. And typically in Xenoverse games, they allow you to copy abilities that other characters can do. Now here's the interesting thing. All the moves John did weren't blasts. At least, for the most part. But why I'm saying that is because, what if instead of just learning abilities from Dragon Ball characters, you can learn fighting styles like them? That would elevate this series' combat in levels that would blow your mind. A game that's already crazy with its customizations, being more customizable would sound like the next step for a Xenoverse game, right? And of course, I know these moves can just be abilities rather than normals, but I just wanted to throw the idea out there. No matter how you look at it, this game looks very much like the next Xenoverse game, and I don't think many people doubt that fact.
What does it mean for the future though? Isn't there still some Xenoverse DLC?
I mean, yeah, but think about it this way.
Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 has been active for 10 years now, or almost that much at least. New DLC and events have been happening here and there to keep the game alive in some way. But I want you to know something about video games and their sequels in the modern day. Many game series that are new would make a sequel after about a year or so from the first game. The game that comes to mind to me is Splatoon. That game was a new concept that did surprisingly well. So what happened next was a sequel was made to keep the hype of the game fresh. However, that sequel was just a glorified version of the first game. No one really complained about it though, as it was just more of the first game with better graphics, more polished mechanics, and new content. And then a couple years later, a third game came out. This game was more of a sequel to the first game than the second one could ever be. The game was the best the series looked, gameplay felt very polished, the content included was miles better than the series has seen, and so on and so forth. Now the reason I mentioned all that is because Xenoverse may have that happen to it soon. The first and second game came out very near to each other, and up until now, there hasn't been a sequel. So if this was a sequel to Xenoverse, it would have a Splatoon 3 type sequel to it, being the best the series ever looks and plays. The DLC was only there to keep the players coming back for more. I don't think the game was planned to go for this long, but because they probably wanted to get it right, they took as much time as possible. And if this game succeeds, expect something similar to future Dragon Ball games like the Sparking series or even Fighters. Whatever the case, this next Dragon Ball game is going to be big, and it's only a few more weeks until we get the full news on this game.
All this talk about this game is making me hyped. It really can be anything, but the evidence towards it being the next Xenoverse makes it more likely than not.
I know, right? Hey, why don't we play some Xenoverse to warm up for this game?
We can't. I don't have it with me.
Then get it on PC.
No way. Do you know how much the game and all of its DLC will cost? Besides, I'd rather use my money for something else.
Please don't tell me it's for Genshin Squadra.
No. Maybe.
If I see one premium looking thing in your account, I'll show you no mercy.